Hi, good evening, friends. Welcome to Oxford Bookstore's Digital Conversations. I have with me today author Nitish Bhushan. He has just written his first book. It's called Love, Swipe, and Blackmail. I hope you guys can see it. A little bit about Nitish. Nitish has been born and raised in Delhi. He's an IT professional, and this is his first book. Due to COVID-19, the ebook came out first, but now the paperback is also available, and he's going to talk to us about his first book and his foray into writing today. Nitish loves to read mythology, Indian history, economics, and books on defense. He is also developing a passion for nature, and we will talk to him more about it. He loves to plant trees, and he has a plan to plant 1 billion trees in India. So, over to Nitish now. Nitish, thank you very much for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having me over.
So, Nitish, my first question to you: how did this book come about? What went behind the scenes? What was the inspiration behind this book?
Pretty accidentally, actually, Garima. This was during those days when my father was hospitalized. He was being treated for blood cancer, and I had taken. It was one of my breaks which I had taken. I was in the hospital's cafeteria when I saw a young person chatting away with somebody, right? And I didn't know who this young person was, and I thought this was more like a chatting app, but I realized that this was a dating app. And to me, the concept was a little new, right? So I thought this was a good idea, and I discussed with some of my younger friends and my cousins, and they told me a lot more about the app. And by this time, an idea had already taken place in my mind. So the idea, knowing about this app, researching on the app, that helped me think of a story, and that made me write the story. This was a story that had to be told. It was so compelling in my mind.
So, did you, after you got to know about these dating apps, did you make a profile? How was that experience? Did you speak to your wife or your partner, and how did that go? I mean, I'm sure somebody like you who's in IT would have actually made it sure that you went and saw how things work on the app.
Answering these kind of questions can be very, very tough, because if I tell you more than what I told my wife, I know what awaits me at home, right? So
Okay.
I'll try and stick to what I told her, which is, that of course I had to download a couple of apps. I had to check what they were like. I had to create a profile also on the app, right? And I did flip through all the people who are visible on the app. And I was only not looking at a specific gender. I was looking at both the genders actually. What is it that the people write about themselves, right? Especially about their bio. What do they mention on their bios? So it was a good journey. It was nice to see how people and what people write about themselves, how they market themselves on the app, and then the connect happens, and then whatever they want happens ultimately. So yes, of course, I told my wife about it. So she was shocked, and then I had to tell her why I'm doing this, but then it was fine.
Okay. I was going through your book and I happened to notice, and I'm sure anybody would notice it because it starts with chapter 35, which states shock. So obviously, I was shocked that why would you have chapter 35 and not chapter 1? I mean, and then I went through the contents and then I saw that, uh, in fact, it was not a mistake. After chapter 34 comes 36. So the chapter 35 was meant to be. So why this kind of chronology? Would you like to share a little about that? And also, would you like to share a little about the genre of this book? I mean, it seems to be a rom-com heading towards being a thriller. So how did all of that happen? How did you marry these two separate genres, and how did that come about?
Yeah, great. So first I'll answer about the structure of the book, and then I'll come to the genre. So as far as the structure is concerned, when I wrote the book initially, the original manuscript was from chapter 1 and onwards till chapter 47. I fused two of the chapters into one, so ultimately we have 46 chapters. And then when I was going through the book once, before I submitted it to my publisher, this idea came to me that, to increase that shock value and to have a different sort of chapter structuring, I should maybe move chapter 35 up before chapter 1, but retain the number of chapter 35 so that it does deliver that shock value, right? So quite a lot of readers have gotten back to me and told me that this was very strange. And in fact, one of them told me that when they received the book, they thought they have received only half the book. So that was, it was a good comic moment actually, right? Now, why 35 before chapter one? If you and you've read the book, right? So you've noticed that half of the book is in past and half of the book is in present, right? So both these timelines run parallelly, and ultimately they get joined. So there's a reason why there is a past timeline which is being explained. So I thought, let me do something about the future, and that's why this chapter comes before chapter one. As far as the genre is concerned, the genre is clearly romantic thriller. So, the main plot of the story is what? The main plot is that there is a couple. The guy and the girl, they are madly in love with each other. They are steadily headed towards marriage. Both their families are absolutely okay with it. So, who's the villain in the love story, right? So, the villain in the love story is the man's desire to try and experiment something. And while that experiment happens, he falls into a trap. So obviously there's a little bit of thrill about falling into that trap. So that's what the genre is all about. It's a romantic thriller.
Of the book, Love, Swipe, and Blackmail. So, how many reiterations it took you for this title? Because I'm sure it was very difficult for you to decide the title, as we had discussed earlier. So, could you throw some light on it? Would you like to share something, what went behind choosing this title for the book?
Yeah, so we had shortlisted 37 different titles, and the original title that I had submitted the work with was very different. So that title apart, there were 37 different titles, and then I was just not getting the right one. I was just not getting it right by myself. So I sat with my family, and that is when we could list some 37 titles. And then we started discussing on all those 37, right? And when this came, almost everyone agreed on this one title. Why? Because there is a love story, right? And then there is a swipe element to it, right? The guy goes on the dating apps and swipes. And then, of course, he falls into the pit where he starts getting blackmailed. So we thought this was the best one. And Garima, there are a lot of naughty titles actually that came, but we had to keep all of them away.
Okay. No, but I'm sure the title does sort of tell a reader what the story would be like.
Yes. Yes.
However, it is very interesting, and so is I would say, the cover of the book. I would want to ask you your journey into writing as an author. I mean, did it happen suddenly, or you thought that was it a deliberated decision you took to turn into a writer? Do you have any other ideas in your head that you want to put to paper? I mean, do we expect more books from you in the near future?
Sure. So I have a blog. I write primarily on economics and politics in that blog. Economics, politics, and military. Right. That's what I cover in my blog. This book is a completely different genre. So when this idea came, as I told you some time back, the idea to me was so compelling that I knew that I had to write a story about it and take it to print and get it published. That was my idea. So when I started writing, writing is a process. It's not that you get the entire story in a flash one day in your mind and then you start typing, right? So it was a complete journey and a process. And while I was writing, I started rediscovering myself as a writer or as an author, right? So blog is one thing, writing books is another. And yes, I do have a few more stories in my mind. In fact, I have 4 more stories in my mind. All 4 are going to be thriller in different subjects. So there's a political thriller which is on the cards. There's a crime thriller on the cards, right? There is a spiritual thriller on the cards. So there are these stories which I'm going to write on.
I also want to ask you, and this is a question I pose to everyone, whether a new writer or a seasoned author, what is their process of writing itself? Do you have any idiosyncrasies attached to the process of writing, that this is how my morning is going to start? Or do you write in batches? Do you write in one go? And is there something that you would like to tell new budding writers? How should they make a start? I mean, now that you are past one book, you have a certain amount of experience under your belt. Would you like to share it with our audiences?
I'll tell you how it began with me. right? So as I told you, there was a central idea, the core of the book, right? Once that took shape in my mind, I started writing based on that. Now, of course, the core idea is not so big where you can write 250 pages on it, right? So there have to be subplots. So what I did was I had the core idea, I had a few characters in my mind, and I started writing on those. Now, some of these characters are clearly influenced by people whom I know, people in my life. But it will be wrong to say that the characters are built on them. They're not built on them. They are only influenced by them, right? So while I was writing, I realized that I might have started writing or shaping up a character with some initial thoughts in my mind. But as the writing progressed and as new ideas came, the shape actually, I won't say it changed, but it sharpened, right? So that's how I have written this book. And a lot of, I would say, good inputs came in from the research which I did around the dating apps, Garima. And the research, not just by downloading the app and checking how it functions, but also by reading about these apps, whatever was there in the media. So whether online media or print media, there was a lot of literature about these apps and the way these apps have been hurting people or they've been helping people, right? That sort of stuff. So that's where I picked up most of my stuff from, put it in the structure, and as I was writing, the structure did undergo some changes, and ultimately we have the product.
Okay, lovely. One last question I wanted to ask you. You mentioned, or rather, I read it in your bio that you have taken this endeavor to plant trees, and now you're going about planting trees. Uh, uh, that's a lovely thought. Would you like to share more about it?
Yeah, sure. The idea is that we should leave a world better than the one that we inherited, right? So I think greening or regreening the earth is the need of the hour. That's something that I would love to do. And in our family, whenever anyone has a birthday, we plant a few trees, during their birthdays, right? So that's what we do. Now, this idea of planting trees, I want to plant 1 billion trees in our country. Why 1 billion trees? Because a single leafy tree is able to generate oxygen for enough for 10 to 12 people. So if we are planting billion trees and when the trees grow up to their full potential, they are actually generating enough oxygen for 10 billion people, right? So that's as much as I want to contribute to the society. So to make a small beginning, I have taken a pledge that for every 10 paperback versions sold, I'm going to plant 1 tree.
Okay, that's fantastic. All the more reason for people to buy the paperback. Well, I think I would not end at this question. I have a few more questions. While you were speaking, they just came to me. Who do you think is the audience of this book? Who is this book meant for? I mean, I'm sure when one starts writing or when a story germinates in a writer's or in a storyteller's mind, they may sort of have this desire that the book should reach everyone, everybody should read it. But slowly, when the whole thing takes shape, you tend to understand who would be more interested and who is least likely to pick it up, who's more likely to pick up the book. So, I mean, what do you think? Who is the audience of this book?
Okay, so clearly, as the story is around a dating app, the audience for this is people who've used a dating app or are planning to use a dating app, right? So in advance, they'll know what dating apps do. Now, you know what, Garima? So when I did the research, I figured out that it's not just the younger ones, people who are below their 30s, right? Or people who are in teens who use dating apps. People well up to their 50s use dating apps like anything today, right? It's like taking a horse to water. So that's what these apps have become. Frankly, for this kind of a book, the audience is anyone who wants to read on dating app or wants to read a romantic story, which also transforms into a thriller. So as I said, it's a romantic thriller. Anyone who loves to read this kind of a genre will definitely find certain things which are very very relatable to themselves.
Well, you are an IT professional yourself, and I'm sure I can see a lot of your own experience of the digital domain has gone inside the book and researching for the book. However, this is not the genre you like to read. You like to read books on mythology, history, defense, economics. So I just wanted to ask you, who are those writers whether from the corporate world, corporate writings, people who do writings on marketing or digital, or writings from the categories you like to read. Who are the writers who have inspired you?
Okay, so when I started my book reading, it began with Larry Collins and Dominic Lapierre. So they've written on topics. They've written on the formation of Israel. They've written on the formation of India, and they've also written on World War II. Now they haven't covered independence of India or formation of India, right from the ages till now. So what they did was they picked up certain era. So this was 1946, 47, 48, right? Just before and just after our independence. And I think that the account which they've given is brilliant. So likewise, O Jerusalem, which is about making of Israel. It's a short period in history, but a deep account, absolute deep dive account of what took to make a country like that. So that's on one end of the spectrum which I've read. On the astrophysics side, the book which I really love the most, and this is a book which I've read 3 times actually, and more so because there were some things I couldn't understand when I read the first or the second time. This is a brief history of time by Professor Stephen Hawking. Of course, these days you get a lot of wisdom not just from books, from documentaries, right? Some of these professors have done really quality documentaries. So if you look at Dr. Michio Kaku, or if you look at Neil deGrasse Tyson, amazing guys. These are rock stars when it comes to physics and astrophysics. So I love them. Devdutt Patnaik, of course, who can be a bigger name than him when it comes to mythology? And look at the grasp which that man has on Indian
That's lovely,
mythology,
Nitish.
on
Thank you very
European
much
mythology.
for patiently answering all the questions. I thank you once again for joining us, and wish you all the very best with Love, Swipe, and Blackmail. And to all our audiences, especially young audiences who like to read romantic comedies and thrillers, this is a book right up your alley. So go ahead and buy it. The paperback is now available uh, at bookshops, online stores. If you would like to connect with Nitish, you could do so on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And from there, you can download the first 3 chapters of the book. And then, if you like it, you could buy it. And buying the paperback also means that for every 10 paperbacks sold, Nitish is going to plant a tree. So you get to become a part of this lovely, nice cause that you have vowed to fulfill. And I hope you do that. And thank you once again. We wish you are back soon to chat with us, and this time with an entirely new book, which is going to be an out and out thriller, hopefully. And so that's it. Thank you so much, Nitish, and look forward to speaking with you again. Thank you.
Thank you, Garima. The pleasure was all mine.
Thanks.